Hello top 11 managers around the world, welcome back to your channel Mamun Prefer Gaming. This is your channel because you are all top 11 managers. Mamun Prefer Gaming always make valid content on top 11. So whether you should subscribe this channel or not, it totally depends on you. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna tell you please subscribe my channel. So anyway, top 3 formation and tactics in top 11 2024. I'm gonna show you a brand new top 3 formation. These 3 formation will surely help you to win titles. You will do well for sure. So you gotta follow these 3 formation and tactics. 3-2-4-1 formation. 3-2-4-1 formation is a new inclusion in our channel. We didn't really make much video on this formation, but this formation proved to be a great formation last season. I have experimented this formation in various accounts, so I see this formation works pretty well. As you can see, the main thing in this formation, which is quite amazing, is you will have plenty of defense. At the same time, you will have plenty of attack as well. So you can technically say you have 5 attackers who can score goal, who can help to score goal, and you can have technically 5 defender who can defend your goals. So which is pretty amazing. Only thing it lacks is these huge space of a middle. That means you do not have any dedicated midfielder like central midfielder MCs. Even you don't have midfielder left, midfielder right. So no ML, MR, no MC. So MCs are important sometime, and if you can play well, controlling your ground in attacking midfield, you can get success despite no central midfielder. So only question mark in this formation is a huge space in the middle, central midfield. There is no player here, but of course these MCs will quickly join MCs as well. I mean, they surely work as midfielder as well whenever they need, but they need to run fast and then they need to cover the space as well. So this is the question mark. Overall, it's a great formation. It can defend well, it can attack well. So if you can build proper player for this formation, you can do really well. As you can see, the team mentality for this formation, you can go for either normal and for attacking as well. Both the mentality will be allowed, because in terms of situation, you need some time to go attack. You need some time to settle down a bit. So normal and attack both depends on the situation. You can use focus passing. You can go for mixed. This is the best option for these. And also guys, if you want, you can go for down both flank if you need it, because you have 2 flanks. But mixed is the best option, perhaps majority for the majority of the formation. Mixed is the best option. And passing style also you should go for mixed. And forcing counter attack, it should be off always for this formation. And pressing style, you can go for high. High will be very good for this one, but remember you need to have 99 condition in order to go for pressing style high. Go for normal, the tackling style, and marking style, you should go for zonal always. I prefer it. And the offside trap, you can go for it on or off depending on the situation. Not really gonna change the game much. Well, I am with the top 2 formation here. This one is 4-1-2-2-1. 4-1-2-2-1 can be a very classic formation, a great formation for beginner, but this formation is the best formation for the non-money user, guys, because I must say that this game is actually for money users and also for non-money users. So money users and non-money users should divide in 2 ways. I'm sorry to say that, but yes, of course, if you are a non-money users like me, then you will have to go for this sort of formation that contains four defenders. Here you have four defender and one defensive midfielder. This will be a good one for defense, so that you do not receive goals against money users. You can say this formation is the versus money user formation. So money user formation versus non-money user formation, you can pick this one against the money users in order to get good result. I do not guarantee still, you know this. I mean, I don't really guarantee you that any formation attack you use and you're gonna win against money users. This is not on. If the money user is used by quality, then it is very very difficult to win against them. But sometime it works. Formation and tactic can work if he is not having well preparation. So now, as you can see, the team mentality, you can go for the team mentality here. Whether you want, you can go for defensive as well, you can go for a normal as well, attack as well. This formation allows all the team mentality, because depending on the situation, you may need to go for defensive against your opponent, you may need to attack to score goal as well. So now focus passing mixed, but you can go for down both flank as well. You can use your flanks as well, right flank as well, left flank as well, depending on your flank, how good your flanks are. So now passing style, it should be mixed always, but you can go for long passing as well if you play defensive. And focus counter attack, you can go for off if you use team mentality attacking. But if you go for defensive mentality, then you should go for force counter attack on and the passing long. This is what it works. For defense, you can go for pressing style low, and also sometimes you can go for high for this formation. Both are gonna work, but make sure you have good condition. And another thing is, sometime even if you have condition, it can actually drain. I mean, these pressing style high can drain quickly your player's condition. Let's say when you play a match that goes in a knockout stage, that goes to 120 minutes, like extra time. In that time, you should actually use this option, pressing style, wisely. Otherwise, your players are going to be very very tired. Tackling style, you can go for easy, normal and hard, all these depending on the situation. If you see you have no chance against the opponent, you can go for hard tackling. This will not allow your opponent to pass through very very comfortably or play comfortably. Marking style zonal, I don't really prefer the man-to-man marking style, because your opponent may have all players are very effective. Most of the managers, they use players frequently, the same player. They don't really change their 11 like the reality. In real life football, you see people, managers, they actually change frequently players. They don't do, in top 11. So the team chemistry stays well, and all players can score, all players can do well. So you shouldn't go for man-to-man marking. It doesn't really work for me. If your opponent long pass a lot, you can go for offside trap on, otherwise you can keep offside trap off. So at the number one, you have always this formation, 3-1-5-1 formation. I cannot really put any other formation at the number one, because this one is the most used formation in Top 11 Football Manager. And last season also, this formation worked really well, for the money user. I should say that this formation is a bit of money users formation. It's not the formation for the non-money users like us, because you need to build quality player for this formation. The intensity, the reason behind of effectiveness, for this formation is the intensity of midfield. So the more you create intense in your midfield, the more you create opportunity, the more you create, goals, and the more you actually control the game. Like I want to give an example. If you remember about 2010 World Cup, there is a relation between these because in 2010 World Cup, Spain owned that World Cup, and throughout the tournament, Spain was actually midfield-based team, and their midfield actually provided the most of the deadly passes to win. To score goals rather. So they didn't have the strikers in that time, the best strikers, the world's best strikers. They even suffered many matches because of strikers, key strikers. Of course, they had strikers, not a bad striker at all. I shouldn't say bad striker. David Villa, one of the best striker for them in that World Cup. But again, there were, more better player in, big teams, other big teams. They were having very, very good strikers than him. The reason behind his success was actually because of the midfielders, Xavi, Iniesta. These players actually in the midfield, they created opportunity, and as a result, he was able to find goals. David Villa was able to find many goals. So this way, Spain won the World Cup in 2010. Tiki-taka at its best, and you should, understand this. This formation is the best formation for the midfielders. And now if I talk about the tactic, I prefer attacking tactic for this formation because it is having very, very intense midfield. And I really want to focus on attack because these midfielders will push hard to go for attack. Doesn't matter there is no striker or only one lone, attacking midfielder who is a MC. Doesn't really matter because these, intensive players, they'll push forward and they will surely score. You don't need when you have midfielders like Xavi, Iniesta, sort of five midfielders like these. You don't really need to focus on a striker. So now, as you can see, I'm gonna go for team mentality, attack, focus, passing. You can go for short. You throw the middle as well, and passing style you can go for short as well. And if you don't want trouble, you can go for mixed as well. No problem. But I prefer passing style always short. If you go for the focus passing, the focus passing, go for mixed, passing style go for short. So force counter attack always off and pressing style high, tackling style hard. This will break the rhythm. This will break the morale of the opponent. When you tackle hard, they are gonna be really frustrated as they will not be able to go through your midfield. And so marking style should be zonal. Play offside trap, you can go for it on as well. If you want, you can also make it off as well.